You know, there's a state that almost everyone is trying to reach, but when they finally get there, they don't know how to stay in it. It's the state where things are just good, not perfect, not euphoric, not wow, just calm, stable enough. You have money, you have movement, you feel grounded, things make sense, and it seems like this is it. This is what you wanted. But instead of relaxing, something else starts inside. Expectation, quiet background, almost invisible. Something's about to go wrong. This won't last. A setback is coming. So you're living in a good place, but you're not actually experiencing it. You're on guard, waiting for impact. And this state is exhausting because you never really rest, even when everything is okay. Be honest. Have you noticed this? When things are stable, you don't relax. You start scanning, looking for signs, watching for changes, as if preparing for things to fall apart. And the most interesting part, at some point, it actually does. But not because that's life, because you start creating it. Very subtly through your state. Now, let's go deeper. Why does this happen? First, you are used to cycles, good on bad, up, down, gain, loss. Your system got used to this pattern, like a pendulum, and when the pendulum suddenly stops, it feels strange, like something is off because there's no movement, no familiar fluctuation. So your mind tries to recreate it, to bring back the normal rhythm. Second, very deep. You don't trust good, because in your past, good was often followed by bad. So your system created a connection. If it's good now, something bad is next. And now every time things improve, you don't relax. You tense up. You prepare. You don't live in the present. You live in anticipation of a problem. Third, you don't know how to hold a positive state. Because it's new, and anything new is unstable at first. If you don't reinforce it, it fades. Fourth, you amplify it with your thoughts. This won't last. I just got lucky. It's going to end soon. These thoughts create your state, and your state drives your behavior. So you start acting as if the setback is already coming, and step by step, you move toward it. Now the most important part, what do you do? First, catch the expectation in real time. When the thought appears, something will go wrong. Don't fight it, just notice. I'm expecting a setback right now. That's awareness, Adkin. Separate past from present. Just because before it was good to bad doesn't mean it always will be. That's experience, not a rule. Third, allow yourself to stay in the good. Not waiting, not bracing, not holding tight. Just being, even if it feels unfamiliar at first. Fourth, anchor the good consciously. Notice, things are okay right now. I'm stable, I'm fine. This strengthens the state. Fifth, question your thoughts. When this won't last appears, ask, is this a fact or a habit? And most of the time, it's just a habit. Sixth, learn to relax inside stability. This is a skill, because before, you only relaxed after stress. Now you need to learn to live calmly without it. That's a shift. And now the most important part. You're not afraid of setbacks. You're used to expecting them. And that's different, because a habit can be changed. And when you stop expecting it, your system stops creating it, and you begin to live, not between highs and lows, but on a level, stable, calm, grounded. If this resonates with you, write in the comments, I stay in the positive. That matters. You're choosing a new state, and make sure to subscribe, because we're going deeper. And yes, watch this again. Because this is something you need to feel, not just understand once. And remember, a good state is not temporary. It's something you're learning to hold. And when you stop waiting for the fall, it stops being part of your reality. Because anything is possible.